Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction or read through for Killing Bites chapters 140, 141, and we have a bonus to read. So this was just now posted to the site I usually read from. If you're seeing this, it's probably going to be a couple days after when I recorded it though, at this point, because I have so many videos coming this week, but I don't know if it's posted anywhere sooner, but I'm just now getting to it and getting to it pretty immediately after it was posted. I have been waiting. We also had the reveal of the volume cover for volume 27, so I'll be using that to throw on screen since I obviously can't actually show the manga without getting in trouble. You know, for some of these, I've seen some other channels. Then again, I was going to say I've seen some other channels and I could gamble, but then again, a lot of those other channels get taken down, even like it goes further than the things that they used copyrighted material in. So, maybe I don't want to gamble that because I want my videos to stay up. I want you to be able to experience them. It's not like I make a ton of money off them. I just want to share things with everybody. I just make them for the fun and all of making them. But either way, I am excited to continue on, even if you'll have to forgive me if I'm a little lost at the beginning because it's been a minute. But yeah, let's see what we get for these two chapters. Again, with monthly releases, with things not coming that often, what I want to see most personally. The comedy in this, there's been some alright moments. The serious drama in this, there's been some decent stuff. The fights have been very good. So I guess action is more of a priority over those things. But again, we're talking about monthly releases. We only get a little bit at the time. The two best things about this series are the action and the ecchi. So what I would like to see most, given the, drip feeding of content, I don't want to wait months and go without some action and some ecchi. Let me see some sexy transforming animal girls. Again, give me that, I suppose. But with all that aside, I don't think there's anything else to say in the intro. Let's go ahead and read chapter 140. And we're seeing the immense presence of the beagle. Now then, let's begin, Totome. Let's have us a fair fight. Chapter 140, the cheering squad will not allow it. She stances up? No, she is small. Her stance is weak and she's wide open. I wonder what that feeling from before was. Well, I'm not really sure, but right now, why would you be so confident against somebody who just won the tournament, There's absolutely no way that I can lose. Die. And she, immediately pushes the advantage. A lightning-fast major inner reap from the point of grapple. And now, Sea Lion Bomb. And she just freaking splashes her. How about this? That's gotta be an Ippon. But she gets kicked off. Judo is a martial art that involves shifting your center of gravity in order to gain the advantage. And differences in strength and weight are not fundamental in gaining that advantage. In regards to this, dogs have high mobility and their center of gravity shifts quickly. Just the animal moments in Killing Bites. Especially when it comes to beagles. She kicks off. With their precise footwork, they can excel at finding the point of contact with their opponent and getting under their center of gravity. Then, using the extension power of their hind legs, they'll launch their opponent into the air and launch a special ability. The spin. Okay. Oh man. Everyone's reaction faces. Also, in this 2-page spread, I keep saying it, it's not fair. It's not fair how the foot bros are always winning, how they always have something to look at. But those of us who aren't interested in feet, we're dying of thirst out here. She gets tossed through the wall. I did it. I don't know how I did it, but I won. Wrong. Since both of your shoulders touched the mat first, you actually lost the match. Wow. A girl as big as Totome with a black belt, and yet, how could she throw an opponent that much bigger than her? It's obvious when you think about it. She's already fought the Megatherium and the Mammoth. two foes so large they're almost beyond comprehension. Compared to them, someone only 50 kilograms heavier is basically still in her weight class. No duh that she doesn't even need to transform. I see. Wow, it may not seem that way at first glance, but Inui really is incredibly strong. You okay? Sorry I threw you even though I lost. Can we go again? Nah, I think I'm good. Whoa, glad I wasn't the one. How yummy. I think I'll give her another taste. Ah, if it's this hill behind the school, not even my stalkers could find me. As happy as I am to be so popular, I used to always be alone, so now when I'm surrounded by people, I just don't know how to deal with it all. Not the slightest clue, Nunapi. And she looks over and there's no one there. She tears up. Stop. You gotta get over it. If you're gonna live on your own, you must. This smell, she reacts, and we see dinosaur form Koyomi? Nozomi? Koyomi. I was right first. Oh no, it's Koyomi. I think she's coming for me. I guess she took Miss Mitsukado's words, do it in secret, seriously. She's planning on eating me in secret, is she? She leaps in. Not good. I don't have time to transform into beast mode. At this rate, I really will be the main course. So interesting that, yeah, this is coming into play, reminding me of Mahou Shoujo Ikse Keikaku, of, transformation time. If you get jumped and don't have time to transform, that's bad. And as she's coming in, we have a larger dino mouth. And she gets caught. Oh, is this Dinosuchus? Ksha! And then he throws her to the ground. It's you. I wouldn't try any more sneak attacks if I were you. If you want to fight, do it face to face, one-on-one. Anything outside of that, the cheering squad will not allow it. Okay, I gets it. Sweet. That's a good girl, Koyomi. Brute Alligator Agito Shinna. Alright, well, I guess that's it for this chapter. Again, I'm greedy. I'm left wanting more. But it was good. I like seeing more of these characters. I like the school stuff. This is my issue with anything reading monthly. Kind of why I read more weekly things than monthly. I just feel like for monthly, even the best monthly series I've read, even the best ones, and honestly, for me personally, Killing Bites might be one of the best, or at least one of my personal favorites when it comes to things I've read that release monthly. Even for the absolute best, which I think for me Killing Bites is up there, I'm just kind of like, I waited a month. I'm greedy. I want more. I think this like all the time. So, yeah. It's one of those things where would I have been satisfied with this chapter or even a shorter one weekly? Absolutely, absolutely. But then monthly, I'm like, how many months? I'm becoming old. I am becoming young. How many months do I have to live? Like, we only get 12 of these a year. You gotta give me something, But it was solid. It was good. I just am being greedy. I'm being selfish. And again, it took me, even with the yapping in the intro, took me less than 9 minutes to do all of that. Either way, I guess let's go to chapter 141. Starting 141, we have, wow. Chapter 141, I always wanted to make 100 friends. Did he just scare Koyomi away crying with just one glare? I'd say that was a close call just now. Pure Inui. Mr. Igawa requested for me to keep a close eye on Koyomi Uzaki. He figured that she was too much for him to handle, and that I myself would be perfect for the job. Well, I suppose he was right, though it's a funny thing for the teachers here to depend upon me, when I know I'm far from being a model student. Hey, Why was it so easy for you to chase off Koyomi like that? I can tell by scent alone that you're really strong, boss. But if you're just strong, then Koyomi should have been more than happy to try eating you. Well, I'll tell you. Simply put, she just doesn't see me as prey. After all, Dinosuchus would have been a natural predator of the Deinonychus. The giant crocodiles of the Cretaceous regularly fed upon dinosaurs that came to the water's edge. That horrific memory is deeply etched into Kiyomi's very genes. Something similar happened during the terrorist attack back at the tournament. That also, that's what I was thinking it was, makes total sense, because for her especially, she is very, very connected to the animal she is. Those mass-produced Deinonychus men, born of intense genetic manipulation, took one look at my full beast form and were sent running for their lives. If those imitators felt it bad, then of course the real deal felt it even worse. Amazing! So if you had won all your matches and faced Koyomi, you would have won easy? And then, you could have even beaten me and won the championship yourself? You're awesome, boss! I suppose it could have happened, but the reason that scenario didn't play out in the first place was because I was knocked out of the first round by Okawa Yui, who was my own natural predator and otter. Well, a fight is a fight, and I suppose that's not a real excuse. Again, the animal elemental advantages coming into play. After all, for all of your career, you've always fought against the odds and defeated many powerful foes. However, when it comes to how you live your life, it's best not to go against your genes. Who you really are and what you really desire. Finding that out is the right way to live, and the shortest path to happiness, and so you, in honor of the friends you've lost, should be more like a dog. Unlike us crocs, you dogs are animals that make friends, aren't they? So there's no need to live your life alone, nor to suffer loneliness. Now that you're champion, all the other students are flocking to you. It'd sure be great if you could be friends with all of them. I know that you have it in you to do so. Such a thing would be impossible for me. Rather, I'd prefer to be dead over leading a life like that. Friends with everyone. Hey, there she is! Kia! Fiorinoi! Pior, we finally found you. I can't believe we found you out here. Can I have your autograph? Pior! Pior! And she jumps into the crowd. Pior? What the? Thank you all. I'm so sorry that I ran away. But I'm not going anywhere now. I'm not going anywhere ever again, so I'll sign that autograph. I'll exchange line IDs. I'll do whatever you like, and in return, please all of you, become my friends. Of course we can, but is it really okay? Yes, it's okay. Ever since I was a child, I always wanted to make 100 friends. I love this page of all of them. The dog is an animal that yearns for friendship. A desire that transcends personality and even species, a desire that often leads them to risk their own lives, especially when it came to befriending the natural enemy of all other living things, humans. And they're the only ones to have done so. Of course, there are some dogs that don't want to make friends, and these types are what we'd call dog shy. However, this varies in severity depending on the dog, as the instincts of the ancestral wolves who live in packs, and the instincts of the dogs themselves who live with humans, will always leave at least a trace of desire for companionship, and can never be fully repressed. No matter your achievements, your fortune and fame, a life out of step with your genetic instincts is a life that will never bring happiness or contentment. It almost felt like this could be a final chapter. It kind of almost feels like a wrap-up to Pierre's character. And now we have Seira Son in a meeting. Genetic instinct. So, you're suggesting that this absurd plan to make us one with humanity is all based upon mere instinct, are you not? True, humans are creatures similar to us, but are fundamentally different. Coexistence is impossible. Ever since the Jomon period, we've lived in swamps, lived in mountains, as gods, as demons, as ghosts. Okay, are these all like prime beasts or whatever? Because prime beasts, we've already established, they're just humans who transform into animals. And we could say, okay, throughout all history, there were humans transformed into animals who just became the gods or yokai or whatever. and it would explain the stories of like werewolves and all of the Egyptian gods that are like half animal or whatever. And we're going to get into that and be like, we've been using beastification to make people like us. That is, you think, where do you go from Dino Apocalypse? This is a cool direction to take the series from Dino Apocalypse into Prime Beast stuff. We always hid amongst them, observed their conflicts, or seen their rises and falls. And yet we never interfere. That's our way of life. Coexistence? That was never my intent. From now on, this world will belong to us. The plan is to turn all humanity into beasts. By taking advantage of this idiotic self-destructive scheme, we'll bring the entire world under our control. That is the road we, the origin beasts, shall march down. So not even prime beasts, but origin beasts. The start of things. Okay. Reasonable, I suppose. But again, this felt like a neat wrap-up to Pure's character. Again, like I said though, I kind of just want a bit more after a month, but we get the wrap up to this character, which is neat. I just don't care about Dino Suckass. Screw this guy. I don't like him. I don't care about him. Get him out of here. Who cares? But that's just a personal thing. Just me personally. Good stuff for Pure's character. And it kind of works as a wrap up, but also a new chapter of her making friends and all after everything she's been through. And then I love the idea that we're getting into the Origin Beast stuff, going there from, like, the Origin Beasts seem to be different from Prime Beasts. Prime Beasts are just born with the Therianthrope abilities, but these seem to be people who can also live very long lives. Just a species of their own and such. Very cool idea for where to take the series in the future, though. But I'm just going to continue on from here to the bonus. We have specially drawn manga, Too Huge Sahara-san number 6. And we have wanted posters put up for Ui. Having made some cash off the underground fighting scene, and having escaped Rio Sahara's 24-hour surveillance regime, Inaba got a place for herself. She also began working at a Beastman health spa. Okay, so the spin-off happens at this point in time, for both practical and recreational reasons. See the spin-off, Isn't It Too Much, Inaba-san, 3 volumes for context. I read that when it was coming out. Well, I'm finally on my own. But now that I'm by myself, I crave human contact. I guess that's why I started working at a brothel. It's just a rabbit's instincts. Rabbits can actually die of loneliness. And yet, contrary to this, a sick or injured rabbit will usually seek to hide all by themselves. This arises from a natural instinct that tells them a harsh truth. Anyone who shows weakness will soon be devoured. For an animal as weak as a rabbit, this can be a very optimal strategy. You've been requested, Miss Inaba. All right, is it one of my regulars? Nah, this person's someone new, but I'm afraid you might find them too huge, and it's going to tie in in more ways than one. Too huge? Okay, big boy, let's see how much you're packing down there. And she runs into an angry Cyrus in this panel. So good, the facial expressions. How did she find me? Ui? What are you doing in a place like this? And is this why the spin-off gets discontinued? She's dragged out of the slut life by Sahara-san involuntarily. To be continued. See you next volume. Okay, end of volume stuff. Neat. Very fun, very cool. I enjoyed it. I know I'm being selfish asking for more. I really am. I just wanted a bit more. Just me, just me. But either way, with all that aside, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I mentioned loving the direction that it's going, but other than loving the direction it's going and things I've already said, I don't really have much more to say than what I've already said. So thank you for being here. Like if you did like the video, comment down there too. Tell me what you thought of the chapters and my first thoughts and reaction. Subscribe for more Killing Bites, much more on the channel. If you want to help support the channel by sharing around or dropping a super thanks, it's appreciated. If you want to help support the channel by hitting join down below to become a member, going to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. It's very appreciated in terms of helping me to continue to make videos, but also getting your name at the end of videos and getting One Piece bingo a bit early. So thank you to people who are members and patrons already. Thank you to Chosen regulars Evan Holly and Bertie Wooster. Thank you to Magical Girls, Didi Ban and Maru. Thank you to Cherryton student David Langstaff. Thank you to Slayer candidates SG and Stan Cedar. And thank you to Pure Element Pater Dial. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.